Hi guys. Well, today I'm going to show you how to craft exhibits and how to craft mods, and also how to put the mods you're going to craft into your gear. But before we get started on that, uh, I'm going to explain a bit more how the various styles on the characters actually work. I did go through that a bit in my first video. I'm just going to try to do a better explanation and a more detailed explanation of how it actually works. So essentially, I explained before how you can lock all your styles. So I'm going to show you what happens if your styles weren't locked. Essentially, if you didn't lock the style of your character, whenever you're going to equip a new piece of equipment, it's going to change to the style that your character has equipped or not equipped. So essentially, if once I take out his gear, this is what our character looks like. But if I put the gear back on, now instead of having the gear, the look that I've customized since we started playing, I'm going to get the actual look of the gear that I'm putting on the character. So essentially, if I didn't lock the style, this is what the character would look like. And whenever I would add a new piece of gear, the look would change again. Some people might like that, like essentially, especially when I first started, it was an easy way to tell which pieces you had. Like at some point when you have different gear, it's not really a problem right now. We only have one gear for our character, but at some point you could probably have a DPS gear, a troll gear, a PvP gear. So being able to see the actual style of the piece would tell us that, oh, I've put my PvP gear by mistake, or it's not really an issue these days with armories. Like I could have a PvP armory and all the armory would be set with my PvP gear. But at some point it was a way for people to be able to tell that, oh, I have the wrong gear on my character. So unlocking all the styles would allow you to know exactly which piece of gear your character actually has on him. Well, I much prefer to lock all the styles because essentially I usually will choose on what my character looks like, and I will I will want my character to remain looking the way I want him to look. But of course, as time goes by and as the game evolves and as we get new styles, of course I'm going to want my character to I will probably change the look of my character as I go as time goes by. And essentially, when you look at the various styles that you gather through the game, you can see that you do gather. We haven't been playing that long with this character, and already we have a bunch of different styles. Some better than others. So locking the style is one way to make sure that we don't change the style of our character by mistake or by accident. And worst comes to worst, if we've imprinted a style, we just get it back with our armory. But as the game progresses, you will get a lot of new styles. Some good, some iffy. Essentially, when the game started, at character creation, you had all these slimline styles. Like essentially, this is the slimline style, which were pretty much skin tight outfits. And as time went on, the styles became bulkier and bulkier. Like by the time you reached T3 tier 3, your character pretty much looked like a big bulky transformer. Luckily, at some point they reined that in and then decided to give us a bit more, not quite slimline, but a bit more less bulky styles. So at some point we got some Green Lantern style, although they didn't do quite them slim lines. Essentially, they added these like weird textures into the fabric in order to make them not bulkier but more detailed, I guess. So before starting this video, I went to farm for exobits so that I would have enough stuff to be able to craft when starting this video. And I got lucky. I got a Promethium logbox. Ideally, uh, ideally we should wait to open the logbox because I'm not sure if it's going to give me a mark of victory. Essentially, it used to be that like before level 30 in the past, it wouldn't give you any mark, and then once you reach level 30, it would give you marks of triumph, and then once you reached end game level, it would give you like a mark of what was the mark again? Mark of war, whatever, mark of fury. So the best, ideally, the move was either to wait until your character was level 30 to at least get some marks of triumph from it, or even better, if you could wait for your character to reach endgame, then you would get a mark of fury from the box. I'm not sure if it still works like that, in the sense that I'm not sure if you have to wait to be level 30 to get a mark of victory or not. Let's not take any chances. We have 29 days. Essentially, you have 30 days. Once you get the box, you have 30 days to open the box. Otherwise, you lose it. We can wait a bit. I'm pretty sure we'll be level 30 long before the box is gone. So it'll be our little surprise until we reach level 30 to see what's in the box. So we'll keep the boxes for until we reach level 30. And also, I tweaked the look of my DPS a bit. So I went to Watchtower and spent a bit of money to buy a slimline chest. So I was able to emulate a little bit more the brown look of the Wolverine costume. Ideally, I'm gonna have to tweak the mask at some point, but that's much later down the line. So let's go to the Watchtower to go do some crafting. Let's get back to our troll look. I will do a video, I'm not sure if it's going to be next time or a bit later, about the difference between the DPS and the troll. I did touch on that a bit, but the thing is I don't have many troll powers yet. Like I don't really have any debuffs yet. I don't have I was about to say some group shielding, but sadly the gadget controller doesn't have any group shielding. But essentially, I'll probably wait until I get a few more extra troll powers before I start showing the difference between the DPS and the troll stands. So essentially, we have these little guys here. There's this guy here who sells essentially crafting materials. In order to craft some exobits, you're going to need some alpha interface or some beta interface or some type 1, type 2. It goes up to type 7. So essentially these are interfaces you need in order to be able to craft your mods. You also have what's is known as a recovery kit. In this case we have the recovery kit alpha. There's others recovery kits that you could craft. Essentially, it allows you to get back, in the case of the alpha, it allows you to get back one exobit from a piece of gear you crafted. But if you were to make some better recovery kits, then you could get back more than one exobit. Although you cannot get more than what you actually used to make the piece. But and we have this little guy here who sells plants. So you can see he's selling a bunch of plants. So the alpha plants are $175. The beta plants are $1,540. Ideally, usually a character that starts probably wouldn't be able to buy more than a few alpha plant at this point. I cheated a bit. in where I decided to give myself a few $1,000s. Essentially, my Magneto was generous and gave my Wolverine $5,000 in order to have enough money to be able to show you how the crafting actually works. So I'm going to be able to buy a couple of plans. Essentially, I will buy the Precision Beta plan and the Vitalization Beta plan to be able to show you how the crafting works. You'll see also some plans don't cost only money; they cost marks of valor, also marks of victory, also. So those are from much later down the line. Like you can see here, the plans for the Recovery Kit 2. So essentially, the Recovery Kit 2 would allow you to get back more exobits from crafting a mod than the Alpha Recovery Kit would allow you to. And the Recovery Kits goes up to 7. So I guess I'm gonna have to have my endgame characters come and buy that plan because I don't think I did buy it yet. Um, oh, let's repair. So as you saw, I bought 2 plans. Sadly, I won't be able to use them until I'm level 20. I should have expected that.
What can I help you with?
Okay, so let's go for Alpha plans then. So I'll buy Precision Alpha and I'll buy Vitalization Alpha. Hopefully, I'll be able to use those right away. Okay. So as you noticed, there is a level requirements to the plans. So like the alpha ones, they require level 10. So technically, you cannot start crafting until you reach level 10 because you won't have any of the plans. So let's buy what we need to craft. So we're going to buy to craft a couple of alpha mods. So for that, we're going to need some equipment interface alpha. I know it can be confusing because I have friends who, when they started playing, they had a hard time figuring out how this whole crafting thing worked. It took me a while to explain to them how it actually worked, but I were a bit lost at first. So we're going to craft 1 aggressive exobyte using 8 aggressive exobit. Uh, Odds are I'll probably mix up exobit and exobyte as I explain this. I'm not sure why they didn't do a complete different name like for the exobit. Sure, call it aggressive exobit, but then call the other thing aggressive lightning or aggressive thunder or aggressive whatever, anything that doesn't sound like exobit. But now we have the exobit exobyte mess that can get confusing sometimes. So, and I will make 2 support exobyte. So essentially, I farmed before doing this video in order to get 18 exobits, 18 yellow exobits. And as you can see, in order to get 18 yellow exobits, I got a lot of red ones and a lot of blue ones. Sadly, there's the random number generator at work for you, where even if you try to like when you farm and you need, let's say you need yellow exobits, the game will give you anything but yellow exobits. So you farm and you farm and you farm and you get red exobits, blue exobits, red exobits, blue exobits, and you're dying to get your final yellow exobits, and it somehow doesn't want to happen. So that's the random number generator for you. Sadly, sometimes it really doesn't want to give you what you want. So let's craft. Oh, I thought I had done one. Okay. So we made also an aggressive exobyte. The aggressive exobyte essentially will allow us to craft the precision mod. So it'll require 1 aggressive exobyte and 1 equipment interface alpha, and we're going to get a precision alpha mod, which will give us a big 3 extra precision. It's not a big deal, but it does help a bit. You'll see why in just a second. So essentially, the mod does give you like a 3 extra precision. When you have like a 302 precision, 3 extra doesn't seem like it really matters. But what you really want, especially at this stage, is the affinity bonus. Like in this case, the red socket. If you put a red mod into the red socket, it will give you the socket affinity bonus of 5 power. So we will do that. So see, but in order to do that, there has to be a slot in order to, that allows us to put a mod in the piece. So here we were able to put a red mod into the red piece, the red socket. And here we should be able to put a yellow mod into the yellow socket. We could put a red mod in the yellow socket. Let's say for some reason we have no other mods than that. Sure, we could put a yellow mod, a red mods in the yellow socket. But if we did that, we wouldn't have the socket affinity bonus. And that's what we want. Like the 1% critical ability attack chance, that's the thing we really want. More than the actual, how much is it? More than the actual 4 vitalization. Sure, 4 vitalization is better than 0, but it won't really matter in the end. The same here, like we'll put the yellow socket into the yellow mod into the yellow socket. So we will get the 4 vitalization from the mod and 2 extra vitalization because it's a yellow socket. So now we have 3 pieces that are modded. Let's say I decided that I don't want to put a mod into the ring. I made a mistake or something. All you really need to do is you unequip the thing. Let's say you unequip the ring, and you come see our little friends here, and we ask him, okay, please give me a recovery kit alpha. So you buy the recovery kit alpha, and you buy, let's say, another interface alpha because I'm going to do another mod. So let's say I decide that in the ring I don't really want to have a mod after all. I can go into the crafting station. I'll go to the recovery tab, and in recovery kit in the recovery I go to recovery kit alpha. I go to the item I want to recover the exhibit from, and I just recover. And now I have my exobyte back. So I can put back the ring, and it has I could put a new mod in there, which I'll do right now. So let's say I could decide to put a power mod instead, but I'll stick with the vitalization alpha. So you can't really do a mistake. Let's say you do a mistake early on at this stage. Come on. Let's say you do a mistake early on at this stage. You can easily recover your mod and your exobit using a recovery mod alpha. So essentially, recovery mod alpha recovery kits alpha will allow you to recover alpha and beta mods. So early on, and even there are people who for a long time they'll use only exhibits beta, just so that they can get the affinity bonus. And so whenever they get a new piece of gear, they'll take the beta out, they'll equip the new piece of gear, and then they'll craft a new beta mod to put in the new piece of gear. So it will make more sense as we go along. I'll show you as the character progresses. I'll probably do that. So it'll make more sense as we keep on going. So that was it for the crafting part. It's not that difficult, but if you don't know how it actually works and what does what, it can quickly get confusing. So I could understand. So essentially, whenever you get the chance, you buy plans from this little guy. And whatever crafting materials you need, usually you can get from this little guy. Eventually, later down the line, we're going to need extra materials, but I'll explain it when we get there. I don't really have what it takes to explain it right now, so it probably won't make much sense anyways. So down the line, I'll explain more how we can get extra crafting materials and how to use them. So I will do a quick rundown of the watchtower again, just to be sure, because last time I did it pretty quick and I didn't go everywhere. So essentially, once you reach level 30, you're going to have access to new vendors. I'll probably go through that again. But essentially, right now we're in the tech wing of the watchtower. All the wings are pretty much set up the same way. There's a the in every wing you have a couple of renowned vendors in the corner. We have the crafting station in the other corner. We have the banks and the mail and the auction house in the middle. And we have various vendors. We have the tier 2 vendors that are usually set up here in the middle. We have the tier 1 vendors usually set up to the right. Like in here the vendor is the steel. So essentially,
Only a
Steel is
10-ton
selling
hero can
tier
handle this
one
baby.
equipment
Show me you're
that
ready
we're
and we'll
not going
start the
to
rig.
be able to use until we're level 30 anyways. And also, we're going to need a lot more marks of victory to buy that gear. So that's not for right now. So in the middle here, we have Batgirl,
This suit cannot
who's
be
selling
bought.
tier 2
It
equipment.
must be earned. Bring me proof
So I
that
think
you
we
are
have to
a
be level
champion,
43
and
or
we will
something
begin.
before we can even. We have to be combat rating level 43 before we can even think about buying stuff from Batgirl. And here we have some PvP equipment sold by our friend
Uh,
Robin.
that's some sweet armor, huh? When you
For
prove yourself,
Robin,
we'll get you hooked up.
first we need marks of valor to buy those, and also we need to be level 30. So even if we were to have 20,000 marks of valor, if we're not level 30, there's nothing we can do. And there's this little robot here who sells PvP weapons. So you get the gear from Robin and the weapons from this little guy. Eons ago, the style that Robin used to look like that, but there was a bunch of changes made to the PvP equipment, and now what Robin sells has nothing to do with what you see displayed here. But that remains true for Batwoman and Steel. Essentially, the gear that Batwoman sells look exactly like that, and the gear that Steel sells looks exactly like what you see displayed. Like the gear that Steel sells looks like what you see on display. So for these, that didn't change. And essentially, you have the same setup in all three wings, but with different characters. But we'll go more into details about those once I reach level 30 and I can actually purchase their gear. For now, we'll just we won't worry about them about those things too much. So let's go see. So yesterday I did put up a couple of things for sale. Let's see if sometimes what happens is that when you put things for sale, someone will undercut you. So sometimes you can take a look and see did someone undercut the item I did put up for sale. No, mine is still the only one up for sale. So let's look at the Protoline Blaster. You see, there's still our blasters at $5,000. There's the other one at $56,000. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell those. Odds are I probably should have put them up for sale for like $1,000 each. They're not that rare, so I'm not sure if someone will spend that much money for those. But you never know. Sometimes it can be surprising. Sometimes you'll put what you think is junk, and people will buy it. And sometimes you'll put up things that you think are useful, and no one's buying. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for today. Essentially, what I really wanted to do with this video was to help you guys get started with the crafting, because I know from experience, seeing how it was with some of my friends, how it can be confusing, because there isn't that much information given to you about how crafting works. So there's a lot of information that my friends didn't know and were a little, I won't say angry, but they were frustrated when they were trying to use the crafting, and it didn't work like they thought it would, or it didn't work at all. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and this will help you craft the mods you need to be the most powerful superheroes ever, or villains, depending on what faction you're in. So anyway, so this is it for now, guys. So I'll see you next time. Have a good day.